I'm going to call this meeting to order.
Okay, got it down. Oh, we got it down.
Okay, I think we're okay. And you heard Pam announcing the raffle. It's $1 for one ticket, 3 tickets for $2. There's also a door prize for anyone present. You'll get a blue ticket, red ticket, thank you, red ticket. You will get the red ticket, okay? She hasn't passed those out yet, but the red ticket at the end is for a $20 gift card. So, and you must be present to win either one of them. And if you wouldn't mind, I would like to open the meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, so if you could all stand and face the flag, we'd appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, and to introduce the board members, if you don't know, my name is Peggy Marcone. I'm the president of the board. And Sue Smith is not here. She has an issue at home. We're hoping that she's able to make it though. So Sue Smith is our first vice president. And Donna Mueller is our second vice president. She is currently on vacation. So she'll be back next month. And here comes our first vice president. Our treasurer is here, Pam Williams. We could wave there. That's Pam Williams. And next to her is our secretary, Dee Hammond. Okay, so there's 5 of us. And just to put a little bug in your ear now, we are holding elections not until November. But you need to let us know before that if you have any interest in running for a position on the board. We would appreciate that. Okay, so first off, we're going to have the minutes. Last month we said we were going to read the minutes at the meeting. That's boring. So we decided not to do that. So if you did get the email from the board, I'm hoping everyone got that. We have updated our email list. So anyone who is listed in the phone book with a current email address is now on the Resident Association email list also. So we did send out an email blast. If you did not get it, please check your spam folder. I have some that are bouncing. In fact, I have 45 that bounced, but that's not bad out of 840. So if you could just check your email, your spam folder to see if you're getting those sent to the wrong place. So what we decided is we send the minutes out in that email blast before this meeting, so you have an opportunity to read over them. And then what we're going to do at the meeting is just simply ask for a motion to accept the minutes as written. So we're looking for a motion to accept them as written. Anyone want? We have the motion here. Can we second it? Thank you. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Great. The minutes are accepted as written. And next we have our treasurer's report by Pam Williams.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Okay. Our beginning balance as of 2/28/22 was $699.30. We had an expense of $20, which is for our gift drawing today. And we had deposits totaling $176.80. $166.80 was from our recycling of our aluminum cans and plastic, and $10 was from the 50/50. So as of 3/31, our balance is $856.10.
Thank you, Pam. It has been, the recycling has been very helpful. The only other way we have of growing that bank account is through the raffle, for the 50/50 raffle. So we do appreciate the fact that people are participating in that also. Thank you. Okay, so that's our treasurer's report. Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Thank you. A second? Thank you. And all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, our treasurer's report has been accepted. First on our agenda today, we have been in the past talking about AMHO. We want to try and get as many residents within the community to become members of AMHO because AMHO represents you before the legislature in Arizona. So it is important. And at one point we had hundreds of members in the community. Now we have a few. This affects their ability to speak because they hire lobbyists. So we've asked Wally Turner, who is an AMHO representative. He is from Del Sol East, from one of our sister communities. He's very active in the AMHO organization. And also we have Pat Sunia, who is the District 1 Director for AMHO. So I'm going to ask them to come up and give us a little education on AMHO, what they do and who they are.
Thank you very much for inviting us here today. As she said, I'm District 1 Director, which is all of the city of Mesa. You know how many parks there are in Mesa? Almost 400. And I take care of all of them. So anyway, we are here to serve you. You are very smart people because you put your home here in Arizona. You have the best laws to protect you because you're in Arizona, because of the LTA, which our legislature adopted. You are better than any other state. No other state has protection like we do. And we, as members of AMHO, we are all volunteers. The only people that are paid with us are our secretary and our lobbyist, who watches everything that goes through the legislature for us. Everybody else is a volunteer. And we need to have your support because we can't go to the legislature and say we're representing people if we don't have your support. So it's only $35 a year or $60 for 2 years, and it's good. We represent you, as I say, for free. So if you have members that you want to give stuff to, I have some applications here today if you want to take some and give to your neighbors, but we need your support. And what's happened is a lot of people think that they don't need us anymore, and so they aren't renewing. And we do need your support, we really do. We can't keep having expenses going out if we don't have your support. Okay? Do you have any questions? I want to tell you that I really appreciate you letting me come and talk, and we'll let Wally say some things too. But anyway, thank you very much for allowing me to come.
Good morning. I'm Wally Turner, and I belong to AMHO, and I have been a member of AMHO and involved with AMHO for over 16 years. I live in Palmas del Sol East. We've lived there for 17 years, and the reason I got involved is because I dislike people being taken advantage of by the resident managers we had. We have a pretty good manager now, but anyway, things come up that need somebody else to have an opinion based on the Landlord-Tenant Act. And the Landlord-Tenant Act is something that the legislature's put together that's about 46 pages of this. And you can't remember all of it, I don't remember all of it, but it affects us all. And so what you need to do is to get one of these, look at it, read it, or you can look it up online, also on your computer, and you can read the thing and go through it and see what's there. There's over 300,000 mobile homes in the state of Arizona, and that's on leased land. There's over 250,000 of the park models, and all those folks need to join AMHO. If we had all those people, we would have so much power in the legislature that they would be coming to us, to us to ask what they can do for us. But with the fewer people we have, you know, legislatures are looking for our votes. So the more people we have, the more power we have in the legislature. And it affects you and I and everybody that lives on leased land. Since I've been doing this, I have probably saved residents in the park over $25,000 over things that the manager said was the residents' responsibility, and come to find out it wasn't. It's the park's responsibility. So, you know, just by having somebody represent you and go to the management and talk to them, then that helps out too. The only people that have to go to and be certified is the manager in the parks. Every 2 years, they have to go to a meeting at a school for a legislature information and for the Landlord-Tenant Act information. So if they're supposed to post it, so if they don't have it posted, ask them, are you certified by the Landlord-Tenant Act or by AMHO? And probably the most important thing is for you to get involved. You know, you don't have to be a member, to get some of the benefits, but the more membership we have, the more power we have, the more it helps you. And if you get involved, it gets you involved in the community and gives you insight of what's happening and helps people out. That's why I got involved, is because I was in the insurance business before, and I like helping people, and I think it's important to get involved in the community. I also was a volunteer for the local police department, and so the more you volunteer, the better I felt, because I was helping people. And so there's an issue of being members, an issue of being involved, and voting. So very good. And any questions? Uh-oh, I may have an answer.
Wait a minute, Hank.
And the AMHO is pretty open. You can come to any of our meetings. I have meetings in our park once a month, and I bring in people from outside the community that the police department or the fire department to come in and put on presentations. And sometimes the fire department has grants that has smoke detectors or grip rails or lights. You know, so there's things that I do in my park that helps the community also. Oh, I got a question. Uh-oh.
Sure.
Two.
I'm going to hold your hand. So a question, perhaps if you know off the top of your head, or maybe have it written there, if you could give us the link to where we could see the document with all of the rules and regulations, for lack of better words.
It was just up on the screen.
Oh, it was?
www.aamho.org.
Okay, and so what is that document called, Wally?
Landlord-Tenant Act.
Oh, the Tenant Act. Okay, so is that Tenant Act on that site?
Yes, it's on that site. You can look up, there's all sorts of different sites on there. You can go to see what the legislature's doing. You can go to see what is news articles. You can look at the format for all the people that are involved in AMHO.
Okay, now does that Tenant Act, does that have all of the information that is applicable to what can and can't be done by the respective property managers?
Right, yes it does.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's by law, and it's dictated in here, you know, what they're responsible for, what you're responsible for. It's not anything to do with the rules and regulations for the park, but it kind of ties.
There again on the screen.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you give us an
Questions?
example? Can you give us an example of something your organization has done recently to
I'm sorry.
improve?
I was looking that way.
Can you give us an example of what your organization has done recently to affect the lives of our residents?
recently in the city of Apache Junction, I guess it's the people that work in the, what are they, the commissioner, so in the commissioner, so in the city we're trying to pass a law that would enhance and beautify the city of Apache Junction. And so what they said, or what they were trying to do was to pass a law that if you're going to have improvements to your property, that you had to get permits to do so. And if the permits is larger than the amount of the value of your property, then they could evict you. So the property, it sounds screwy, but they had good intentions. They wanted to make the city look nicer, and so, but if the property value was less than the value of the property improvement, say a roof, or you're going to make just refurbish your house or something, that if the value was greater than the value of the home, which right now it's probably not that way, but anyway, that's one of the laws that they were trying to pass. And so AMHO got involved, our legislature director got involved, and we got it squelched at the city level. But Mesa was looking at it, all the other cities around the state were looking at it because they thought, well, that's a way to, clean up the city. But they didn't, sometimes people in government don't think very much, but they didn't think, what's that going to do to the seniors? It's going to make a lot of homeless people. They're not going to be able to afford to live in the homes that they're in. So anyway, we got them to think about it, and they squelched that one. So that's one thing that we've done. Answer your question? Good.
I have two questions. First, we're from Canada, and we own a property here in Las Palmas Grand. And as such, are we eligible to join AMHO? And as I say, we own, we don't rent.
You're first in line.
Good.
We know we don't want you to take the money back to Canada, so you leave it here.
That's okay. We're okay with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can belong to any country, or as long as you have property here and you're an owner of a property or a mobile home on leased land, you're entitled, and you're covered by the same rules and regulations.
Thank you. The second question is, and it's kind of I'm not going to go into a big dissertation. However, we are smack in the middle of an issue right now that involves, I call it disturbing the peace at night, sleep being disrupted all night long due to a mechanical issue in a neighboring property. The homeowner of that property and us are on good terms. We are talking, and that homeowner doesn't know what to do with it. Things have been checked. We've talked to the administration here. I have a document that I've prepared chronologically on the actions that have been taken and so on. And we have, since November, no advancement on this. And in fact, there are some other issues that I don't want to mention publicly that I'm very concerned about from a resident's point of view, and I know that other residents are as well. And so with that, my question is simply, is this the board, the place that I should be going to for help? And on that issue, it's nothing to do with the legislature that I know of. It may have something to do with the Tenants Act. I don't know, but I will look at it. And so I'm asking if this is a place that I should bring my information to. And I'm looking for, collaborative resolutions. We are looking for collaborative resolutions, and we have nothing at the moment.
Well, the first place to start is talking to your district representative to see if it is covered in the Landlord-Tenant Act. And if it is, then you guys can hash it out as far as what your issues are. And either the two of you can go to the manager, or we've even started dealing with them. I got a dry throat. We started working with the University of Arizona, ASU, with their legal department to help find places that we can go to as residents to to get legal information. So we can help you, direct you to people that do take care of the legal issues too.
The solution, our primary objective is to come up with a solution that's agreeable to everyone. However, we're hitting walls, and some of it's unbelievable. And so we're just not looking for litigation at this point, and we really want to come up with some ideas or get somebody to give us direction to somebody else who has ideas. But through the network of what's possible, this isn't a sustainable situation, and so it's important, but it's not life-threatening, yet.
Yeah, the thing is to talk to Pat, and she can look up on the landlord-tenant thing that if it is covered where, where the liabilities or where the important things are that you need to find out. If it's in there, then it's pretty well defined who's responsible and where to go to get the answers. So talk to Pat.
Have you talked to the management of the park about the problem? Yes.
Have you put in writing? Have you put in writing? Okay, yeah, always,
Substantiate what I'm saying, and I've had one that was just like, I was too much trouble and offensive kind of reaction, and one reaction that was started off helpful and then ended in a judgment that was way off the mark. And it's right now it's at a roadblock. And my intention is to go and just kind of respond to that last reaction. And it's not an uncommon situation, I understand, from people here. So yes, I have, and no, we are nowhere.
the thing is, always put it in writing. And if you go to management to talk about issues, have somebody with you to verify what you did and what was said. And then find out what the Landlord-Tenant Act says to help you out too. Did I help answer none of your questions? I'm sorry?
What kind of someone would be effective to go to management with me?
Well, you have to talk to Pat about,
Okay.
A neighbor that would listen, sit and listen.
Okay.
So if there's two people listening, so you get everything.
Extra ears.
Pardon?
Extra ears. Extra ears is what you're suggesting, okay.
see, and there's only one person that, in the management part, that's gone through the certification for AMHO, or for the rules and regulations, and that's the manager. If you're with an assistant manager or somebody else,
Which
It-
manager? Which manager? You mean the
the
community manager,
park
the assistant
manager.
manager, or the VP?
the park manager,
It would be Christie.
or if you talk to Corinne. Okay, well, yeah, she's the vice president of Desmond, and I have a pretty good relationship with they. They came to me a number of years back because of issues in our park that they were losing communications between the residents and management. So they got AMHO or got me involved. So it would help with the communications between the residents and management. Any other questions? Anything? I get paid by the hour.
So Wally, if a resident has a situation such as was discussed right here, and if the management organization is not responding with an appropriate fix, for lack of better words, would AMHO be a person, a group to go to get to the next level for resolution?
Right. Yeah, they would be a group to get with to find out, what the laws say, what the legislation says in the Landlord-Tenant Act, and then they can go from there. A lot of what I found is the people at management, they're working for somebody else. They're in business to make money. So the more that they can put the issues off to the side, and it will cause them less problems and less problems that they have in front of the hierarchy in their organization, the better they are. So it's like any business, you start at the bottom and then work up. My theory has always been start at the top and work down. You know, go to the snake's head. So anyway, any other questions? Sir?
My name is John Picard. I'm a Canadian too, and you are part of Theismann community, as you mentioned. What are you saying about the leases? We've been waiting for the 4-year lease, and it
Yeah,
was
the
supposed to
leases-
be
yeah,
in
the-
January. It was supposed to be at the end of January.
Right.
And I know in Canada, we have leases that are 100 years old, or you're able to be in peace
Right.
for 100 years. Here, it's like every 4 years, you have to get a new lease. The Theismann family could one day decide to sell their communities. What is your feeling on that? Do you think there's something like that that's going on that we don't know?
No, it's happening throughout the whole state. You know, most parks are not having the leases renewed. They're just carrying over from the 4-year lease or the 1-year lease. Right now, we're working on, because if you had a 4-year lease and it hasn't been renewed, it's on a yearly basis, but it's still protected by what you had in the 4-year lease. So you haven't lost anything. You know, I don't know really, I haven't got a definite answer either. You know, what advantage is it to have it and not to have it? Because if you have a lease, to me, you have a lease, you sign it, well, the amount's going to be this, your rent's going to be this much for that period of time. But that doesn't work that way here. They can raise it at least once a year. But so I'm not a legal person, so I don't know how they can get around that. That's not the way I would do it, but it's that's the way the law is. Any other, what else? Oh, if you're about being a Canadian, we accept you. If you want to be a member, you know, and you're a Canadian, it protects the property. So you can be in Canada or Minnesota or any place and still be a member, and your rights are still protected as if you were an Arizona resident and lived here. You know, it's the property that's covered primarily. See, I'm going to have to ask for a raise after all these questions. Any other questions? I tell you what, it's fun doing this. It's to get to know people and to help people. And I don't know all the answers, but I can go to people that have the answers. So that's why, you know, AMHO's good. We're not all experts. We're not all professionals, but we know where to go get the answers. And a lot of it's right in the Landlord Tenant Act. So if you look it up online and you can read through it, it's a lot of legal stuff, but you can look in there and find out what area or what information you need. And if you can't find it, ask your representative. Did I answer all the questions? Okay, thank you very much. And we still have the better park.
That's up. I think you blew it on that one, Wally. Okay. I want to thank Pat and Wally for coming here and spending time with us to explain this all to us. I do have figures here. We have 830 homes in this community. Okay, you can do the math yourself. We have 36 members. There are 36 of us that are supporting what they do to help us. So and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have them come today and talk to us so that we could understand why AMHO is important for us. You know, it's not throwing your money away. It's something that helps us. So I think that's something, you know, like Wally said, take some forms, pass them out to your neighbors, talk to people that you know about what AMHO does for us. And I think we could really get our membership back up there again where it should be. Okay. And AMHO is also on our lpgra.org website. So there is a link there if you want to go to our website. You just click on the link and it'll take you to the AMHO website. Okay? Okay. AMHO is, that's it. Arizona Association of Manufactured Home Owners. Okay, that's what's on the website, just so that you know that you're getting to the right place. Yes, sir.
Well, I have a suggestion if that would get into something like our park newsletter, because I've never heard of it until I came to one of these meetings.
We are working on that also with an email blast. And it is going to be in our next issue of the LPGRA Observer, so that'll be in there. Our committee reports. I don't see Sally York, or Sally Nostrand here, sorry. But Neighborhood Watch is still looking for block captains. This is a huge community, so we need lots and lots of block captains. There isn't a lot of things that you need to do to be a block captain. Basically, just kind of look around and be aware of things that are going on, welcome new neighbors. If you want to plan something like a street party for your section of your street, you can do that. The neighbors are very willing to help in all of that, so it's not like something that you're taking on by yourself. It's just kind of like the one person that kind of heads up for your street. So if you're interested at all in that, call Sally. She is in the phone book. Just give her a call and just say, I just want information. You don't have to join or anything like that. Just ask her for some information and she can supply that for you. Okay, and so now we're going to hear from Sue Smith about the LPG Observer newsletter.
Good morning. I heard lots of people a little upset with me last month when I announced that the May 15th newsletter was hopefully going to incorporate some stories from people that were going to be going on trips, what they hope to see or do, and what I heard was, oh my gosh, I'm going to get robbed. They're going to list my unit number. Oh my gosh, she's going to put the dates in that I'm gone. Well, it's nothing like that. I don't do that. So why don't we think of some funny things from trips in the past, or things that you've really enjoyed about trips in the past, and submit those to me. Now this is a great time for me to get something off my chest. It is that every time we are in a new gathering of people, my husband in the back, in the red, likes to tell a story about me on a trip. So this will be the last time that this story needs to be told. He was in the Air Force. He was stationed in Germany. We went over with our American car. We were on the Autobahn, which is the highway. It has no speed limit. If you can do it and not crash, then more power to you. So, my favorite car passed us up, and I said, get him, Larry, get him. Follow him. And he said, Sue, don't you understand? That was a Lamborghini. We have an American car. It doesn't go that fast. I said, okay. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking out the window, and finally it hit me. All the signs that you say about a new town or village that are along the way, well, there was a lot of them named Allspart. And I said, Larry, why are there so many towns called Allspart in this one area? And after he got done laughing, he said, the word means exit. So, now that I have told that story about one of our trips, I don't think it needs to be told again in the community. So if you have, it's going to be summertime and people like to go away and so forth, so I thought it might be a good time that we could reminisce over some past trips that we've done, and it should be coming out around May 15th. And it's our newsletter, so that's why I need participation from other people. So it's just not what I put in. So thank you very much.
I never heard that story before, but thank you very much for the entertainment. Okay, next we have, our next committee is the Recycling Committee, and Pam Williams will be talking to us about recycling.
I should make my husband do this. Bob took over on like March 15th from Alan. Alan has been having a lot of traveling to California, so he asked Bob, with the board approval, if Bob would mind taking over the lead volunteer position. And he has graciously done that. And Bob has a great big thank you for the new volunteers he has gotten, which are 4. One which has another pickup, which is a great help. Bob has some ideas for exploring after speaking and getting board approval of ways that we can find new sources to help build our funds and account, because that is basically the largest way we have to build our treasury. The 50-50 brings in a little bit, but the recycling is our main source of income. Bob has been averaging going to the recycler twice a week and averaging about $23, which you heard in March we collected $166.80. So it is working. He and his group of volunteers are going down almost daily to make sure that the cans are picked up and brought back to our home, so we don't have any incidents as we had in the past. Because the majority of our money does come from the recycling of the aluminum cans. That's our biggest, it's like 70 cents a pound, I think, right now. So they are working diligently to keep it clean so that we can continue to go on with our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Like I said in the beginning, and Pam just said again, that's our bread and butter, is the recycling. So we do ask that you please participate with your clear water bottles, beverage bottles, hot bottles are good, and aluminum cans. That's it. Okay. All right, next we have Sue Smith. She's going to come up and talk to us about the bylaws.
Good morning again. It's in the bylaws currently that the first vice president will chair the bylaws committee. And right now, I want to thank my committee, and if they would go ahead and stand, Joe Johnson, Margaret Jacoby, Mike Jarkey, and Donna Mueller, who isn't here today. Give them a round of applause. They worked very tirelessly on the bylaws, and when we went over them, I want you to know we went line by line, sentence by sentence. We didn't miss a thing that I know of, but that's how we did it. What were some of the changes? I'll just go over briefly a couple of them. Some of them were grammatical or typo errors. We did some changes that the members of LPGRA are homeowners. So instead of calling everybody members all the time, We called them homeowners because it is homeowners that belong to this organization, not the renters. The other things that we did was we did a little more improving of the officers, their duties, and there were four committees that were listed before, and they were the nominating committee, bylaws committee, communication committee, and community relations. The committee thought that the last two, communication and community relations, that is something that all of us should be doing all the time, not having a committee to do good communication with management. So we took those out, and what we put in was recycling committee and neighborhood watch, which are two very important things. There are going to be sent to you since the bylaws committee has done their part, the bylaws, the new ones, get sent to the board. The board then reviews them and approves them, and then it comes before the general meeting, and then you have a chance to vote on them. What's going to be sent to you, though, is a new look at the bylaws, the way they would be presented, and then the draft copy, which means that you're going to have words and letters lined out. That means it's being taken out. And then you're going to have words and letters in red. That means that it's being put in. So instead of having to look at the bylaws side by side, you can just look at the one document and see what's being taken out and then what's being put in. And these little instructions will be at the top, so in case you forget that. But you will have a chance before, I don't know if it will be the next meeting or not, but to review them and then come with your vote on whether to accept them or not. So the bylaws committee has been working, and that's our report.
How are we going to get those drafts?
I was going to say that.
Email. How are we going to get the drafts? It's going to be through email. Everybody that's in the park right now that has an email address in the LPG phone book, they are on the email list.
Thank you.
Yes, Mike?
Could you put them on the website as well?
No, not at this point.
Not at this point. Can they be put on the website? Not at this point.
But when they're done?
Oh, yes, when they're done, they will be put on the website.
Another reason why you should check your spam folder to see if that email we sent this week is in your spam folder if you didn't get the email about this meeting, okay? And if you are not listed in the phone book with your email address, because there are several residents that don't have an email address listed, but you would like to be on the resident association email list, just come up afterwards and let us know what your email address is and we'll add you to it, no problem. Okay, so the next on the agenda is the open items list. And some of this stuff has come up a little bit already. First of all is the leases. So the board met with management last month, and Corinne McWilliams was there. She informed us that anyone that was here before October 30th, 2020, signed a lease. They got the rules and regulations and everything. Those leases roll over, so you don't have anything to worry about because you did sign a lease. And like Wally said, most communities don't have what we have. They just automatically keep going with the lease, so it's not to be worried about. If you bought after November 1st, 2020, you can request a personal orientation, and you can get copies of the current rules and regulations and the construction guidelines. According to Arizona law, once you make a payment to the office for your rent, your lot rent, you have entered into what is called a mutual agreement. So it's as good as your lease. Okay. You are then put under whatever the rules and regulations are stated in your lease. That's what is going to be the guideline. We do not have a date for the for any new leases to come out, so we'll just continue as things are. If you have questions about this, Corinne McWilliams said to email her. She will take on the questions. She wants to answer your questions. She wants to assure everyone that you're safe here. They're not selling the community. There's nothing to worry about. So if you have specific questions about your home, your lease, your rules and regulations, give her a call. Or I'm sorry, send her an email. She said email's the best way because it's really hard because she gets so many phone calls every day. So email is a much better way to reach her. Yeah, that's a good one. I do know it, but I don't have it offhand.
No, she's not in the book.
Let me work on that the next time I sit down, and I should be able to get that email address for you. I'm pretty sure I have it in my paperwork here. Okay, Pam's going to try and get it. Pardon? She does have a business card, definitely. You can stop her. Her office is over here at the construction office. You can stop in there and pick up her business card. It's got her phone number, her email, and I think there's another number on there. Fax number is on there also. Okay, and Pam's going to get that email address for us now, so we can put that on the video for those in YouTube land. Okay, the next thing we always talk about. Can anybody guess what it is? Dogs. Okay, we're going to hold all questions till the end, okay, if that's all right. Actually, it's not just dogs, okay, because we talk about pets. You're allowed to have one pet per household. There are some pets that have been grandfathered in because of previous allowances that were made. So you will find that there are some people that do have more than one pet. However, the rules are you do not have more than one pet. So as these that have more than one pet, when one passes, they're not allowed to get a new one to replace it, okay? Where everyone is supposed to not have more than one pet. Guests' pets are under the same rules as the residents' pets. We've had a lot of visitors coming in with very large dogs, dogs walking in the mailroom, dogs, I saw someone out here walking their little, I call them hot dogs, dachshund. Out here romping around in the green grass right over here outside the ballroom. No dog is allowed on the sidewalk or in the green area of Palm Circle. That's not, and it's in your rules and regulations. They're not allowed within the Palm Circle area. You cannot take them into the mailroom. You should not be leaving them on your golf cart. We did have an incident where someone left their dog on the golf cart. Somebody walked by and said, oh, what a cute dog, went to reach and got bit. So, yeah, we just have to have, you know, it's probably better for the dog, too, to stay home. So, anyway, there's the one thing that I think some people are really good with is that there's no pet should be allowed out without a leash, cat or dog. If you're going to take your cat outside, it's on a leash. If you're going to take your dog outside, it's on a leash. If it's outside of your door, it's on a leash. That's the way that's written. And cats are never allowed to roam. You can't open your cat up or the door up and let your cat go out and roam. We did get a complaint, which we will take up with management next week. Someone that lets their cat out at night, and the cat is using the bocce courts as a litter box. So that's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. So they tend to cover up, or they try to cover up, and there's sand in there, so that's just one of the things, and we will take that up with management. Okay, so that's it on the dogs and the pets. Not too much this time. Green waste. We asked Todd about the sign, and he said it was ordered, and he was told it was to be received by March 28th. I went back there this morning. The sign is not there. However, there is a camera that's up in the corner of the green waste area. So the cameras, I'm not sure if they're connected. I'm not sure at this point, because he said he thought that the cameras were going to take longer to get functioning than getting the sign up, but the sign's not there yet. So yes, we will definitely take that up with them next Thursday. And today I went down there to look, how are we doing with the green waste area? So today I found a garbage can, like a little one you step on the pedal and the top comes up, like you'd put in your kitchen. I found a really nice vacuum cleaner down there with all the parts. I found 2 kitchen chairs. I found a floor mat that was thrown over the chairs. I found a screen door and someone's front door. People ask, well, you know, management is so nasty, they're so mean, why can't we recycle? I just told you why. People use it as a dump, and if we open it up for cardboard or glass, we can't, it's just, you know, how do you regulate that? We can't take it any further than it is, because we don't have the community participating in the way that is expected. And I feel really bad about that, to be honest. Okay, moving on. There was a report that someone had fell near the construction office at night, and they asked if there could be more lighting there. There is a light right on the corner, street light is right there on the corner. So they, management said that they did not feel that there any more lighting needed to be put in there. It's not a parking area there for people. That's for construction office only, or office and management only. But so they said no to that. So that is a closed topic. We also got a report that the Guadalupe gate, pedestrian gate, was wedged open. Someone had put something in it so that it wouldn't lock. So it was very early in the morning, so they could go out and come back because they didn't know the code, apparently. So we brought it up. Management really can't control that. You know, it's just somebody going against what we're supposed to do. You know, how do you stop that? If you see it, remove it if you want to, okay? That's not something that we have to wait for management to take a little wedge out of a gate. If you call the courtesy patrol when you see it, that's the key. When it's happening, not hours later, there's nothing they can do. Sometimes they might be able to catch it on the cameras that are down there, so that's why we ask that you report it immediately when you see it. We also got a report that teens were walking through they were waiting for a car to come in, and then they would walk through the gate that the car came through. Again, if you see it, call courtesy patrol immediately. They will come out for something like that and look to see if they can find the teens, because yes, they're not supposed to be in here. So, and if they can't do it, they will call the Mesa Police to see if they can do it. Okay, we do have Corinne's email address, and I'm sorry this will not be up on the screens, but I'll try and do it slow. It's KMACWILLIAMS @ that's THESMAN.com. Okay, and her phone number is 480-380-3000.
Would you repeat the email?
It's actually her name, K. Mac Williams @ Thesman.com. It's K, yeah, right. It's KMACWILLIAMS @ Thesman.com. Okay? All right. Cars, speeding or entering incorrectly. There's been a lot of discussion on the open forum about this. If you're on the open forum, you see it, it comes up regularly. I would like to put it to rest to say that what we should be doing is, if at all possible, just get the license plate number and call the courtesy patrol or the office. They do have access, they do have a way to find the owner of the vehicle if you can give them a license plate. So you just have to work with them. That is recent. So somebody said that they had done it several months ago, and they were told they couldn't do it. Well, they can now. So if you get the license plate number, give it to the office. They will trace who that license plate belongs to. In fact, your best bet is not to call the courtesy patrol for that part, because they can't do it. The office does it, okay? The one thing we don't want really is for residents to put their lives in danger getting out of their car and talking with people who are trying to get through that are angry because you can't get through. That could be kind of serious. So there are some brave people that have done it, but I don't recommend that at all. So anyway, so just see if you can get the license plate. That's the best bet for us to try and alleviate some of this. Okay, so we had a complaint about the ladies' room out here outside the ballroom. They wondered if the vents were working properly. So that's been checked. Yes, the vents are working properly. There are also air fresheners in place, and they are checked regularly. So that is now also a closed topic. It was brought up about the grates that are on the wall that separates Thesman community from the 202. They said that the grates didn't prevent small animals or maybe some libertines from getting through the cracks to get in. Todd said, I think I announced this last month, that those grates are not owned, that wall is not owned by Thesman. That's owned by ADOT. So anything that has to be changed on those is done by ADOT, not by Thesman. They have no say in that. But Todd checked all the gates, and he said that he felt that they were all safe. They are anchored well, and that there really is not a concern about the gates. And ADOT said that they are all good. So that one is also closed. Okay, there was a request to replace the air pressure hose and gauge that's down near the recycling area on the other wall there, the outside of that wall. They were both broken. The hose was old, and the actual thing that you use to fill your tires was broken. Those have both been replaced, brand new, so that's all fixed. So that is now closed. There was a concern about the wind chimes. It's been really windy lately, and I think that's why we're noticing the wind chimes, because it's been so windy, we hear them more. And there's a lot of new people that don't know that you're not allowed to put wind chimes up in your yard. So if you know of a home that has a wind chime, please fill out one of the comment request compliment forms and submit that to the board so that we can actually give them a lot number so we know specifically who we're talking about and what house needs to have the chimes taken down. There was one. Oh, the concern request compliment form is now on the lpgra.org website. It's fillable online, and you can email it from that site also. And it's working very well. I've gotten 4 of them coming through. So very easy. You put your name, your lot number, what your request is, and email it. That's all you have to do. I will tell you again, we do not let management know who has submitted the form. If there's a lot number that's being complained about, we do give them that lot number, but we never tell them who is complaining or requesting or whatever. We don't give that information out. Those forms stay with the board. Management never sees any of them, okay? And one other thing that we needed to take care of today was Pam is right now passing out those red tickets for our gift card drawing that we do at the end of the meeting. And we wanted to find out, we got to discussing this within the members of the board, do people want cash or do they want a gift card? So we thought we would put it out to y'all that are here. Which would you prefer? So I'm going to take a vote. We're going to vote. Do you want $20 in cash or do you want a $20 gift card? Okay. So all those in favor of a $20 gift card, hands up. Okay. You can always give that gift card to whomever. You don't have to keep it for yourself if you need to give a gift somewhere. Well, we do a lot of different things. We've done some for fries. Pam gets them, so I'm not sure. We've done things like Dairy Queen, Culver's, you know, some of those nice little places like that. So that's what the gift cards go for, okay? And those are $20 gift cards. Sometimes what we do, we can get like $5 at Dairy Queen and $5 at Culver's. You know, we might mix it up a little bit, $10 at Fry's and that type of thing. So any other questions about what gift cards are before we vote on this? So, okay, so let's vote again. How many are in favor of gift cards? 0. No, we have actually 4. Okay. How many are in favor of $20 cash? Okay, cash won. Follow the money. You know, money talks, I guess. So, okay, so we will change it over to a $20 bill in the envelope. Okay. So now we're going to open up for residents' questions. We do ask that if you would please stand. Sue is coming around with a microphone. If you would try to face back to where the jokester in the red shirt back there, the one that tells jokes about his wife, if you would face back there, the guy that's up on the table in the front with the hat on and the little thing on the side there, he's actually got the camera that you will be seen on. So if you would just stand up and kind of face that way, you don't have to do a direct face, but at least so they can see somewhat. And give your name, please, so that we know who we're talking to. And Sue will have the microphone. So, questions? Yes.
I'm Sue Jacoby. I'm just curious, do we have any idea how many people actually watch the recording of this meeting?
Yes. I believe the last number I heard was, wait a minute, I think Larry's going to answer us.
Last month, I think we were around 154.
154 from last month's meeting.
Yeah, most people watch it over the weeks after.
Yeah, it's not that most of them don't watch while we're here. During the course of the month, they watch it. So, and Larry is able to see how many people have viewed it. So 154, that's pretty good. But like I said before, we have 830 homes. And this is the residents. This is all about you guys. So, you know, we like to have the participation, and it's always nice to have people present to talk with and mingle with and get to know. Okay, we have another question over here.
Mike Bickford. I guess it was last meeting or meeting before last that we were given fire department's contact for the smoke alarms. Could we have that again? Because I forgot to write it down.
Peggy's got that.
I have that information for you. The woman's name is Jean DeStories. I have her email address because she said she is out and about so much that if you call, it's just going to go to voicemail. It takes her a long time to go through all of the voicemails, but emails are right there all the time. So she would prefer to receive an email from you so that she can set up a date and time for her to have a volunteer come to your home. Her email address is JEA dot DESTOR. Sorry.
It's every time you go on the telephone and somebody gives you a phone
Yep.
number, you go so fast.
Okay, so Mike has asked me to slow down because I'm going too fast here for him, and his wife said, well, he said he was too old, and she agreed, so we'll try this again. Okay, so we have JEAN dot DESTORIES at
S, not F.
S as in Sam is the end there. Okay. At Mesa AZ Arizona AZ dot GOV. Okay. He's really old.
He's really old.
Okay, so I have one of her cards up here. If you didn't get that, you can come up and we can go over that then.
Did you get all of that?
You
Yes,
can
I
take
got
it- yeah,
all
you
of
can-
this. He is very old.
Okay.
Pen that they gave us.
His pen doesn't write fast enough to keep up with him. That sounds good. Okay. Any other comments, questions, requests? Oh, one thing I did want to say over here, too. I'm sorry. Give me just a second. The members of the board are here for you also. That's what, this is part of what we do, is try to intervene or be the go-between between management and residents. So when you, like, I don't know what your issue is at all, but I just want people to know that that's one of the things that the resident board does. I requested someone on open forum yesterday, I think it was, there was a complaint that somebody was talking about, and people were jumping on there, making their comments about it. But the board has never received any form about that at all. So there's no way that anyone from the Residents Association, which I say is all of you, there's no way that we were able to bring that to management to try and resolve it. So if we get those forms, that's what we do when we meet with management, is we try to resolve all those issues to the best of our ability. If not, we're going to call you back. We're going to let you know what happened. So, and if you need a second ears and all that stuff, the board is here to help you, okay? Okay, and let's see. Oh, questions?
Hi, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, Catherine Skinner. I am wondering, is there an hours or code lock or something on the green waste?
Yes. The green waste is from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the code, it's a real hard code to remember. So Mike, get ready. It's 2550. What is the code? 2550, our address. So if you know where you live, you know the code for the green waste area.
Is that 7 days a week?
Yes.
For the hours?
Yes.
Okay.
It's when the office is open, when the office here is open, that's open, so 7 to 5. Okay? I know, we went down there one night with our bags of bottles and cans, and it was 7:30 at night, so, I forgot. Okay, any other questions, comments, requests? Are we good? All right, everyone, do you all have your red ticket? Peter doesn't. Okay. And you've all had your opportunity to purchase your raffle tickets? Okay, so right now I'm going to announce that our next meeting, general meeting, is on May 5th. It'll be here in the ballroom immediately following Java time. And let's, No. We have water and there's coffee in the lobby. Okay, so with that, I just want to close this meeting. If there's no further questions or comments, we're going to close the meeting and we will do our raffle.